Hello, welcome to part 2 of the series of linear equations in one variable. In this video, we will be discussing collecting of like terms and dividing by coefficients. So we are dealing with part 2. Let's explain this concept with the use of examples. So example, 6x plus 5 equals 4x minus 15. To solve this question, solution. It is important to note that whenever we are solving a linear equation with one variable, our goal is to make sure the unknown stands alone on the left. Our goal is to make sure that the unknown stands alone on the left. Now in this question, the unknown variable is x. So our goal is to make x stand alone on the left. To achieve this goal, in this situation, what we have to do is any value with x comes to the left, any value without x goes to the right. This is called the concept of collecting like terms. So collecting like terms means while doing this, it is very important to note that if a value crosses over the equal to symbol, the sign of that value changes. So if a positive value crosses the equal to symbol, the positive value will become a negative value. And if a negative value crosses the equal to symbol, then it becomes a positive value. What do we mean by that? Let's go from this to this. So applying the two concepts that we've learned just now, we will have 6x is the first value. So 6x already has an x in it and it is on the left, so we keep it on the left. So we have 6x. Next thing, we look at the equation again, look for any other value that has x in it. So 4x has x in it. So which means we need to bring this 4x to the left. This 4x needs to come to the left. So when the 4x is coming to the left, because it is crossing over this equal to symbol, the sign has to change from positive 4x to negative 4x. So we have minus 4x. Again, any value with x stays on the left. Any value without x goes to the right. So 6x is already on the left. Hence, we left it on the left without changing the sign because it is not crossing over the equal to symbol. But 4x is on the right of the equation. It needs to come to the left of the equation. So when 4x comes to the left of the equation, the sign has to change to minus 4x. Previously, it was positive 4x. Because it is crossing over the equal to symbol, it becomes negative 4x. Next, we have equal to. On the right, we have minus 15 previously, so we keep it minus 15. 5 is on the left. 5 has no x, which means 5 comes to the right side. So 5 comes to the right side. When plus 5 goes to the right, it becomes minus 5. So again, what we did was any value with x goes to the left. Any value without x goes to the right. And if a value is crossing over the equal to symbol, the sign must change. So if the sign was positive previously, it becomes negative. And if the sign was negative previously, it becomes positive. So that is what we applied. Next thing we need to do is simplify. So we have 6x minus 4x. 6x minus 4x is, think of it like 6 apples minus 4 apples. 6 apples minus 4 apples will give you 2 apples, which means 6x minus 4x is 2x. And then we have equal to minus 15 minus 5. Minus 15 minus 5. Think of it like minus means you have a debt or you are owing someone. And think of positive like positive means you have in your pocket. So here we have minus 15 minus 5. The first number, which is 15, has a negative sign, which means you are owing. And the second number, which is 5, also has a negative sign, which also means you are owing. So that means you are owing $15, you are owing $5. That means you are owing a total of $20. That means minus 15 minus 5 is minus 20. When you get to this point, we can see that we are left with 2x on the left and we are left with minus 20 on the right. So when we get to this point, the next thing we need to do is divide both sides by the coefficient of x. Dividing both sides by the coefficient of x. Coefficient of x means the number beside x. Coefficient of x means the number beside x. Going from what we have 2x equals minus 20. When we go to x here, we can see that the number beside x is plus 2. The coefficient of x is plus 2, or you can simply keep it as 2. So we have 2x divided by 2, and we have minus 20 also divided by 2. This is the concept of dividing both sides with the coefficient of x. So simplifying, we have 2x divided by 2 equals minus 20 divided by 2. These 2 at the denominator here will cancel these 2 at the numerator. We are left with x. X equals, to the right side, we can see that the sign at the numerator here is minus, and the sign at the denominator here is positive, even though the positive is not visible. The sign at the denominator there is positive. We should know that negative divided by positive is equal to negative. Positive divided by negative is equal to negative. Negative divided by negative is equal to positive. And lastly, positive divided by positive is equal to positive. So basically, if the signs are different, you will have a negative number. But if the signs are the same, you will have a positive number. So this means negative here divided by the invisible positive we have here will give us negative. Then we have 20 divided by 2. 20 divided by 2 is 10. Or if you are unable to do 20 divided by 2, we can do 2 in 2 is 1. 2 in this first 2 here will give us 1. 2 in 0 is 0. So we are left with 10 divided by 1. And 10 divided by 1 is 10. That means minus 20 divided by 2 will give us minus 10. And this is the answer. X equals minus 10. In a simple linear equation like this, whenever we get our answer, we can always insert the answer back into the question. We can always insert the answer back into the question. Let's check if our answer is correct. The question says 6x plus 5 equals to 4x minus 15. So inserting the x that we have, which means we'll have 6 Anywhere we see x, we put minus 10. So 6 times minus 10 plus 5 equals 4. We have another x, so we replace it with minus 10, which is the answer that we got, and then minus 15. 6 brackets minus 10. This means this 6 brackets minus 10 means 6 times minus 10. So we can see that the sign of this 6, there is no sign in front of this 6. So because there is no sign, automatically we assume it is positive. Just like minus divided by plus, we also have negative times positive will give us negative. Positive times negative will also give us negative. And then negative times negative equals positive. And lastly, positive times positive equals positive. Again, same sign will give us the same answer. Same sign will give us a positive answer. Different sign will give us a negative value. If the signs are different, the answer is negative, whether division or multiplication. If the signs are the same, whether division or multiplication, we will have a positive value. So coming back here, positive multiply with negative will give us negative, and 6 times 10. 6 times 10 is 60. So that means plus 6 times minus 10 is minus 60. So we have minus 60 plus 5 equals 4 into brackets minus 10. That means 4 times minus 10. The sign of this 4 is positive. The sign of 10 is negative. So that means positive times negative will give us negative. 4 times 10 will give us 40. And then minus 15. Simplifying, negative 60 plus 5 means you are owing $60 and you have $5. Negative means owing, positive means you have. So that means you are owing $60 and you have $5. That means you still have a debt of $55. And that's equal to, the right side is minus 40 minus 15. That means you are owing $40. You are also owing $15. That means you are owing a total of $55. So we can say that the left side of this equation is exactly the same thing as the right side of this equation. That means our answer is correct, which means minus 10 is the correct answer that satisfies this equation. Let's look at another example. Solution. In this question, the first thing we need to do is determine what the unknown value is. So we can say that the unknown value is y. So we have it on the left here. We also have it on the right here. Having seen where we have the unknown value, remember that our goal is to make the unknown value stand alone. So in this situation, the goal is to make y stand alone on the left. The goal is to make y stand alone on the left. That means any value with y comes to the left, any value without y goes to the right. So we have minus 3y. Notice that I didn't write 3y, I wrote minus 3y. That is because this minus sign belongs to 3y. This minus sign belongs to 3y. So it's very important not to ignore the negative sign. The negative belongs to the number on the right of it. Sign belongs to the number on the right of it. For example, if I have 3, the sign of 3 here is positive 3. If I have negative 3, the sign of this 3 here is negative. So if I have 4, the sign here is not written. So because the sign is not written, I assume that the sign is positive. But if the sign is written, then it's either written as positive or as negative. But if the sign is not specified, we take it as positive. If the sign is not specified, we take it as positive. So let's say I have 5. Because the sign of 5 here is not written, I take it as positive. So I take it as positive 5. Also, let's say we have 2 minus 3. The sign of this 2 here is positive, and the sign of this 3 here is negative. So this negative belongs to 3, not 2. This positive belongs to 2. It is very important not to ignore the signs. So I haven't written this minus 3y. The minus 3y is on the left. I don't need to change the position. The next value with y is plus 5. The plus 5 needs to come from the right to the left. Because plus 5 is coming from the right to the left and it is crossing over this equal to symbol, it has to change from plus 5y to minus 5y. Next, we have minus 4y. Like I made mention earlier, it is important not to ignore the negative. The negative belongs to the number on the right of it. So we have minus 4y. The minus 4y is on the right. We need to bring it to the left side. But while bringing it to the left side, it is crossing over this equal to symbol. So it goes from minus 4y and then it becomes plus 4y. And then equal to, the right side we have 20 and we have minus 2. These values have no y, so we need to keep them on the right. So I start with them. I have 20 minus 2. The next thing I need to check is the left side. On the left side, I have 10 and minus 15. So this 10 needs to go from the left to the right side. So when 10 goes to the right side, the sign of 10 here is positive, so it becomes negative 10. A quick summary on what we did. We have minus 3y on the left, plus 5y is on the right. We bring it to the left, it turns to minus 5y. Then next we have minus 4y on the right. We bring it over to the left side, it turns to plus 4y. Then equal to, 20 has no y, but it is already on the right, so we don't change the sign. Minus 2 has no y, and it is already on the right, so we don't change the sign. And then we have 10. 10 has no y, so we bring 10 from the left all the way to the right. So because 10 crosses over the equal to sign, it goes from plus 10 to minus 10. And lastly, minus 15 is on the left, it comes to the right, so it goes from minus 15 and then it becomes plus 15. So simplifying, we have minus 3y minus 5y. We are simplifying this. Minus 3y minus 5y. Like I said earlier, minus means you are owing. So I am owing 3y's. I'm also owing 5y's. Think of it like you are owing 3 apples and you're also owing another set of 5 apples. So that means you are owing a total of 8 apples. That means minus 3y minus 5y is minus 8y. Then we have plus 4y, bring it down, equals 20 minus 2, this. 20 minus 2 is 18. Minus 10 plus 15. Next, simplifying, minus 8y plus 4y. Minus 8y means you are owing 8y's, plus 4y means you have 4y's. So you are owing 8 apples, but you have 4 apples on you. So that means you are owing 4y's. So minus 8y plus 4y is minus 4y, equals 18 minus 10 is 8 plus 15. So we have minus 4y on the left equals 23. Now when we get to this point, there is no more simplification possible. Now we have minus 4y on the left and we have 23 on the right. So there is only one value on the left. There is only one value on the right. When we get to this point, the next thing we need to do is divide both sides by the coefficient of the unknown. In this situation, the unknown is y. So we check what is the number beside y. The number beside y is minus 4. The number beside y is minus 4. So do not make a mistake of ignoring the minus. The number beside y is minus 4, not 4. So we divide both sides with minus 4. We divide this left side with minus 4. And we divide this right side with minus 4. Simplifying, we have minus 4y divided by minus 4. And that's equal to 23 divided by minus 4. So minus 4 cancels minus 4. We are left with y equals, on the right side, we have 23 divided by minus 4. The sign of 23 here is positive, and the sign of 4 here is negative. So positive divided by negative will give us negative, and then we are left with 23 divided by 4. 23 divided by 4 is not divisible, so we have 23 over 4. And this completes the guide on how we perform collecting like terms and dividing both sides by the coefficient of the unknown. This concept here and these steps provide a solid foundation to be able to tackle most mathematical calculations. So if you have any problem or if we have lost you at any point, please, you may rewind the video and go through the steps again. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video, which covers the part 3